Good evening, casuals. Welcome to Casually FC. This is your Salzburg versus Chelsea Champions League match review. I'm Andrew the Winter Surfer. Before we go ahead and add people, I just thought I'd let you know what's going to happen tonight. First of all, I'd like you to like, share, and subscribe if you can, and share it on all social networks. That'd be great. And if you want to add your messages, you can do in the form of a super chat. I'm only going to suggest that once. That won't be done again. Or just put your messages in the chat and we'll read them out. Or put them on the screen. So tonight, earlier, Chelsea won 2-1 away at Salzburg. And with Milan winning 4-0 at Zagreb, it means that Chelsea not only qualified, but they win the group. So that's good. So them can rotate during for Zagreb. But I thought we'll discuss everything, including Kai Havertz's performance, Kovacic's performance, anything else. I've got a guy on at the stream right now making his debut on the channel. How you doing, Victor? You okay?
I'm good, thank you. And you?
Yeah, all good, mate. All good. Sorry for that, mister. But yeah, it's now been about a few hours since the game finished. Obviously, Chelsea won 2-1.
Yeah.
What was your overall thoughts of the game? We'll go into like different performances here and there, but what was your overall thoughts on the game?
I thought we did well to kind of handle Zagreb's press because they pressed for the first 30 minutes. They pressed really high, and we were really quick on the press, and then we also did well to play out from the press. It took us a while to grow into the game, which is very good, and we also able to like create chances from that as well, not just like pass around the back. And then, yeah, I thought it was a good defensive display until the second half. We had a good defensive display. Chalobah was very good. Silva was good. Cucurella seems to be getting back on his feet. Pulisic was good. Sterling was good when it comes to defending, but going forward, his decision maker was a bit off. But apart from that, I think it was an overall good team performance.
Yeah, I agree with you. It was I thought apart from their goal, I can't remember really too much. Any little chances here and there. I thought we dealt very well. I mean, I thought we created more chances in the first half than we have done nearly the whole of the past 3 games. Were you disappointed to not be up by more than 1 goal at half time, or was it just a normal Chelsea thing, not being able to finish our dinner, essentially?
I was a bit upset because of the chances. It fell to Aubameyang, so I know that's the reason why I brought you in. Like, those chances that we need to be clinical, we really want to do it. If it fell to players like, no offense, but like Kai Havertz or like Pulisic or Sterling, you might be okay. It's a normal Chelsea thing, but Aubameyang was the one, any other chances, and that's what you bought him for that clinical edge. And the fact he didn't do it was a bit disappointing. But again, that's how it's been for a few weeks. And I don't know if it's fatigue that's kicking in or he's just still needs time to adapt-ish.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, that's the only point I was disappointed with. I think Aubameyang, because it fell to Aubameyang, I think that's what I was more disappointed about, because he's the clinical, he's a striker. Like, he's the main guy to be finishing his chances. So yeah.
No, I agree. We should have been more than 1-0 up. It should have been at least 2 going into the second half, and then obviously they hit us straight after the second half begins. Bit of a mistake. Everyone piling up front, leaving gaps at the back. They counter-attack with a good goal and a score. But actually, what everyone wants to talk about really is a performance of one man in particular who's come under a lot of criticism, rightly so, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But Mr. Havertz, Kai Havertz. Now, big up DJ Sam. Before we go into his performance, that's been your overall opinion on Havertz this season?
Very inconsistent, and I think he deserves the criticism because he's not been great. And even if he's great, he scores and then drops clangers like almost immediately, so it's not consistent. He scored against West Ham and shished the fans, and then got dropped immediately because he had a terrible game the next game. Like, it's that kind of stuff that really like annoys me. And then you have also fan bases who you also have people in our fan base who protect him because he scored. He apparently won us the Champions League when collectively it was a team decision because we defended well, kept a clean sheet. Yes, he scored the chance, but and on top of that, Champions League was about how many years ago now? 2 years ago, and since then he's not done a lot to win win. Done a lot to convince me that he's Chelsea quality. Except we're lowering the standards a lot now. To say people like we'll say we're lowering the standards now. Then I don't know because he's not. I don't know how to explain. I don't know how to put in a way that it's not doesn't sound too offensive. He's not that good. Like, we just need to stop overhyping him and stop using that one goal he scored in Champions League to say that's why I should start for Chelsea and play for Chelsea. Because if that's the case, then Willian should still be here because Willian more won us like titles and stuff. Pedro should still be here. Like, I don't get it. But today he played well. Like, you can tell, you can say when a player plays well and when a player plays bad. There's nothing wrong with it. You don't hate the club. If you're saying that you want the club to be better, like if you're saying the other way, you probably don't want the best for the club. So I think it's good to have good constructive criticism, not like abusive criticism. Like, good constructive criticism is good. To say you weren't good and then basically move on to the next game and prove that you are good. I just want him to kick on from now. Yeah, he had a good game today, but we need it consistently. Like, you can't just have a good game and then next game have a stinker and then we still like need to keep you and say, oh, you're that guy. Because Foden, if you look at the best we were trying to emulate, you were trying to get to City, Haaland, Foden. I'll say Haaland and Foden for now. They're very consistent. Like, every single game they do the job. And if that's who we're trying to catch or who we're trying to reach or who's the benchmark, Kai Havertz unfortunately isn't the guy to take us there, unfortunately.
Just for it, Gary Milburn, if you believe that City and Bayern want Kai tomorrow, that's great. But you're not believing in brown envelopes though, are you, Gary? I just want to make sure you don't believe in brown envelopes, because remember, you're not supposed to believe in brown envelopes, Gary. You do know that, right?
You're not.
I'm glad you're here, Gary. You won't get blocked or anything like that, because you can call up me and Mel all you want, but you know it's an opinion, right? And you're entitled to yours. So welcome. Do appreciate it. Real Chris, how are you, my friend? You all good?
Yeah, I'm all good. Watched the game. It was all right, I thought. A little bit tired, but yeah, I'm all good.
What's your overall opinion? See one joining us. That's good. So what's your overall opinion about the game, Chris? And
the whole game
in particular? Yeah.
I thought our midfield was decent. Today, I thought Kovacic was really good. Apparently, Jorginho's man of the match. It's kind of a little bit of a shock.
Even I was surprised.
Yeah, I don't think Jorginho was bad or nothing, but I just didn't think his man of the match performance like that shocked me a little bit. But yeah, big up to Jorginho when he did that shot and he just hit a P roller, if you remember seeing that.
Back pass.
No. When he shot to the keeper,
that's what I mean. It's a back pass. Yeah,
that was a back pass. He forgot which keeper.
Back passes.
Yeah. I thought Kai Havertz was a lot better when not playing with Mason Mount today. Like, I think we are starting to see, like, when Mason Mount and Kai Havertz are not together, Kai Havertz actually performs better. And maybe Mason Mount actually performs better without Kai Havertz. They just can't coexist.
Don't say that out loud. Don't say that out loud.
I'm saying out loud. It's like, have you ever watched Hancock? Like, when them two together too long, they just can't. Yeah. It's like Kai Havertz and Mason Mount. They can't go together too long, or one of them's just gonna die off. But yeah, like Kai Havertz, he got a goal. It is a great goal. It reminded me kind of like the Germany and England goal. Like, he hit it far out. Yeah. It was a good goal, powerful as well. That's what he needs to do more. He needs to hit with more power, and then he can maybe get goals like that. But yeah, like I thought his whole performance was actually like decent. Second half a lot better. like he was winning headers. He's like moving a bit more as well, like last couple of games, wherever he's been playing. So yeah, I thought he's been pretty good. Even Kepa, man, like I think Kepa's a whole new man because, like, with Lampard, like he used to never jump out for corners and everything. He's coming out for corners every time. He's punching them, even though he almost messed up on one of them with Thiago Silva blocked off the line. Thank God. Yeah, like it was one of those games. They actually, I'm not sure if you played the new FIFA, Andrew, but they actually pulled a griddy on us. They pulled a griddy celebration.
Oh, I think I
that stupid. Yeah, they pulled. It's called a griddy celebration, and they did a stupid little dance. And I think Chelsea took that personal, man. Literally holding the ball in the corner at the end. So yeah, like a good game though.
Gary Milburn back. So first of all, you must be a player stan because you can't understand what hate and criticism is. We are allowed to criticize our own players. It doesn't matter if they play for us. You're allowed to do that.
Echo chamber.
That's what being a real fan. That's what being a real fan is. Not doing that is actually an echo chamber. Being actually critical and logical and fair and subjective is what being a real fan is. If you're a player stan, a player hive, don't accept any criticism of any Chelsea player, then you, in my eyes, are not a Chelsea fan. You are a player fan. That's all. If you go on different streams or go on Twitter and go to people who criticize a player fairly and try and say you're in the mud or say, why are you celebrating because they scored? You are not a fan. Okay. You, Gary, continue to contribute because I like it. Okay. There's no echo chambers here. There's echo chambers on other channels that say brown envelopes and minerals and all that bullshit there. But thank you very much.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, where did I show the mount hate just? Like
because you said Kai
they don't play together that well.
Kai Havertz, we created more chance of Kai Havertz play better without Mount. That's been a subject that's been brought up that they don't. I don't think they don't play well together. It's not just you that's been brought up. And he's yes, that's exactly right, Thomas. Even if you think they're average or whatever, but if you put a player, put a player above the club first, then you are not a club fan. Speaking of a player fan, no, only joking. C1's here.
Yo.
C1. Oh shit! Sorry, Ahmed. So C1, what did you think of the game overall? And Kai Havertz, who, let me just point out, I'm critical of Kai Havertz, but solely based on this game, he had an awesome game tonight. Okay, and it was a great goal, and I'm very pleased for him because you know why? He plays for my club, and he helped my club progress to the Champions League, and we won. Go ahead, C1.
Yeah, I'm all good. Hope everyone's well. I thought in the game, I think we actually played very well, to be honest, especially first half. We probably shouldn't go. We should have gone into half time, probably 4-0 up with the chances we actually created, which I was surprised with because the last two games, the chance creation has really, really pissed me off. But I think I thought Cover played very well, and he always seems whenever Cover he always scores one goal, but it's always banging. It's kind of weird, but Cover only scores well these nowadays whenever he scores. But I thought Cover played well. I thought Trev we have to give a lot of credit to. I think he's been our best player the last 3-4 games with Kepa, in my opinion. I think he's played very well, and I think he's been better than Silva the last 3 games, even though Silva's amazing. So yeah, I thought Jorginho was good, especially first half. He wasn't like that bad in terms of dealing with the transitions. I thought Kai had a good game as well. I'm not really surprised because Kai does have those games in UCL. It's more so him performing consistently in the Premier League. So hopefully continue that. And I also thought Pulisic was decent as well. I know people have been getting on to Pulisic and I don't even rate him like that, but I thought today he had a decent game. He was taking he wasn't losing the ball as much, and defensively he was all right. And quote he got an assist as well. And I think Sterling looked a lot better today as well. He was a lot more creative. He was taking his man on a bit more, and some of the passes he was doing, he was breaking the gaps between the fullback and the centre back. So I thought we played well. I was surprised Jorginho got the another match because I thought one of Trev or Havertz would have got it, but it's all right. I don't care.
I was surprised by that.
And I also thought Cucurella had a very good game as well.
That's funny. No, it's still travelling. It's stuck in traffic. That's the problem. What was I going to say? I agree. And I see the criticism for Pulisic. I said this on a stream earlier today. And I knew this was going to happen. And even though he did get I understand. Big up Ravi as well. Thank you very much. What did your mate go? We'll discuss players. But I knew this was going to happen, right? Pulisic was playing as a wing back, and even though he got an assist today, he was still criticised, right? And it just shows he needs a run of games. You know what I mean? He needs at least minimum of 5-game run if you want to see the best of him, or to at least so we can go, yeah. We can go, at least he's having a chance. He's not taking his chance or anything. That's the problem in this fan base. We write off people after one half, let alone one game. You know what I mean? Ahmed, you watched the game. What did you think? I know we've spoken on different streams, but I didn't get your overall impression of the game. What did you think of the game? And Kai Havertz in particular.
Kai was okay, He did what he was meant to, be doing for us. To be honest, let's be real. The goal was good, yeah. But at the same time, I feel like there's a bit of an agonizing that I have with him in the sense that he can't, do a little tap in, but at the same time, he can score that from just outside the box. So yeah, it's quite the dilemma with him. I thought attacking wise, he was all right. He had a few good chances that he actually produced. That Aubameyang, for example, missed. And I think another one was Sterling. Overall, as a team, I think attacking-wise, we were really great. We were creating chances, and that's what we wanted. Although defensively in this game, I felt like we were a bit shaky, and that's probably part to, again, because we only have 2 CBs, we might be overusing them a bit too much. And but yeah, overall, man, we got the win, which was what we needed. We're now through top of the group, and that's what basically matters. But again, for me, performances are what is key here for this Chelsea team. We can get the results, but if the performance keeps on having this jumpy effect, that's gonna affect us long term.
Well, I do and do not agree. I do agree with you partly. I don't think the performance was the issue. It was the finishing again. That's the issue. Aubameyang missed that one-on-one where he should have buried. Kai missed that header that he should have buried. He had the run and the leap on the defender and it straight at him. Mm-hmm. Aubameyang had that snatch shot in the end of the first half where I know what he wanted to do. He wanted to have it a bit more open on his right-hand side to cut it, but couldn't take it. He then had a chance in the second half early on where he tried to go around the defender and nearly got it. Pulisic missed a shot that was set up for him. I think Jorginho had it cleared off the line, if I'm right.
Yeah, Jorginho had it.
Did anyone else have any other chances?
There was the Kai Havertz tap-in that he missed from literally 1 meter.
Yeah, it was from Abba had his header saved. Yeah.
So we're talking about seven chances right there, right? And we're talking nearly 4.5, which is 4 big chances a half, right? Which is, I would say, significant and good enough for Chelsea to be up for this match to be comfortable. Yeah, but even if they score 1, we go, yeah, whatever. We're already 3 up. But I do want to put, Kai was awesome today, and whether you think he should have the man of the match, I can understand. That's why he was very frustrating, though. In parts of it, he would go 3 good things and then 1 bad thing and stuff like that. But I want to actually talk about a guy who, really played well today, and that's another player who played very well today, and that's Mateo Kovacic. Mm-hmm. he's not injured people. Potter took him off because he said he might have a bit of a he's feeling a bit his calf because of the pitch and everything. So he's taken off for precautionary reasons. He's also got this knee issue that's hanging over, and he won't do the surgery because he'll miss the World Cup. All that shit. But Victor, what did you make of Kovacic's performance today? I do think Jorginho and Kovacic is the best pairing if you're going to play a double pivot. I just think it is. I thought it would help significantly with Gallagher. We'll talk about him a bit later. What did you think of his performance though? He seemed to roll back, have a classic performance today that we haven't seen for quite a while from him.
Yeah, it was like what season was that? Was that the Lampard season? That season, he kind of rolled it back the years. He was very good today. I was shocked to him with man of the match, but again, it is what it is. As long as we win, I don't really care against man of the match. But yeah, he was very good. He found the right spaces, he made the right passes most of the time, and his finish was superb. On his weaker foot, put it top right corner. He was great today, and there's nothing bad we can say about him. He just needs to get this injury problem out of his game, our injury problem he has, and then he'll be up there. Because I saw a tweet from Terry from Football Telly said, "This is Kovacic world class." I don't think he is yet, but I think if he played more consistently, I think he would have been in that conversation up there, because I think he's got he's probably is the best player in our team. He probably is the best dribbler in our team. He probably is one of the best passers in our team. So yeah, I think he's really good, and I think we need to really keep him, as well as since Conte's out till February, and then Loftus-Cheek's injury prone, and then Gallagher doesn't work well in the pivot. So yeah, we need to find a way to manage him to at least till January till we find a suitable backup for him or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know about you, Chris. He did. Yeah, for me, he was the best midfielder today.
Yeah.
His overall performance, I think he lasted just over an hour. If I'm mistaken, I do apologise.
I think he came off after straight. Havertz scored. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously we're gonna have to manage his minutes and everything like that. I'd be surprised if he starts against Brighton, if I'm being honest with you. But what did you think about his overall influence on the game today?
He's a little bit a little bit different from Kovacic we normally watch. He stays in the middle of the midfield, a bit up and down, but he's I felt like he's up that attack a lot today as well, trying to get in a goal or assist. He could have maybe got 2 goals. He got a worldy goal. I think Kovacic is one of those players as well. He just gets screamers and everything. He just scores them. That's the only goals we'll get from Kovacic. Maybe and Matt. I'm not saying he's the same type of player as Matic, but Matic only got screamers and everything. So I think he's definitely one of those players that's only going to score those type of goals. I thought he's definitely the best midfielder today, even though they gave Jorginho a man of the match, but I'm not going to cry about it.
Yeah.
It's only a man of the match award to me, but
wasted energy.
Yeah. He was just everywhere for me today. He's attacking a lot as well. Maybe just because it's Salzburg and that's why he's attacking a lot. We did literally have Sterling and Pulisic, a right wing back and left wing back, or left mid, right mid, to have you want call it. So we was attacking a lot. I thought he's really good today. Kovacic to me does have most of his games are really good performances to me. So I liked him today, as usual.
Yeah, and I think Cover. I don't know if it's the injuries or something like that. Maybe that's been a bit why he's a bit down. For me, he's not been as good this season. But
yeah.
What do you think? Just let's base on today's game. He seemed to go back to a bit of the player that we the player after the night. I think was it Chris or Victor said about him being Lampard's first season. That player. What did you think of his contribution tonight?
I thought Kovacic played very well. I really like Kovacic. He's one of my favourite players. And I thought today he ran it back one of the days. I felt like when Kovacic first came here, I think a lot of people didn't know what he did. I think from the Lampard season, I think a lot of people started to realise what he did. I think now, before I felt like he became a bit unappreciated, but now I think a lot of people realize the job he does for our team, and I feel like he's probably the only midfielder that can do the job in terms of in possession, passing, carrying the ball, transitioning the ball from attack to defense quickly. Also, he puts in a shift in. I know defensively at times his defensive awareness at times is a bit annoying, but whenever a midfielder is running towards him, he always wins his battles. In my opinion, he puts himself about. So I thought Kovacic today. The only thing I was a bit pissed off with is that we had that move with Abba when Havertz and Abba and Cover were all offside, but when you check the replay back, he was the one that was onside, and I feel like if he connected with that, if he went for that ball, he probably could have got a second today. But I think one thing with Kovacic, I think that hasn't been talked about enough is I feel like his passing has improved over the last 2 years. He doesn't really dribble as much as he used to a lot. Before he used to just love dribbling. But now I think he passes a lot more. I think he starts attack shots a lot more than he used to. And I feel like with this injury, I don't think he has been as good as he was like the last couple seasons because he's been playing for injury. Obviously, some of his performances this season have been inexcusable, but I feel like if we can just nurse him until January, as Victor says, make sure he's fully fit for that Arsenal game, most importantly, because I don't think he'll play the Brighton game, and I think he'll be all right.
Well, he doesn't need to play the Zagreb game now.
Zagreb he don't need to play because he's pointless. So
when is the Arsenal game? Surely. Again, guys, do you want the Arsenal game?
Arsenal, this is Arsenal this weekend?
No,
next weekend. Next day on Sunday.
But the way Potter's talking about cover.
Oh, you've got Bayern. Yeah, next. My bad.
But the way Potter's talking about cover, I don't think he wants to like start him like most times.
No, he said that. I think he said that on the last two against Villa and against Man U. They have to because he's got the knee thing. He doesn't really want to start him or play him all the time. But he's happy because of situations. Do you think he was?
Yeah, Andrew, last thing. You see on the Kovacic world class thing. Yeah. Even as a big fan as I am, I don't think he's world class because I think
he's a tier below.
I think he's world class.
For me, Kovacic, man. I think Kovacic at his best, he's a tier below like the Bernardo Silvas, the KDBs, the Versus, the Thiagos.
Is he close to being world class to you, or just?
I think at that level? Can he be that?
I think he needs to stop getting injured, like maybe as well. Like that could be like a factor.
That's problem.
If he stopped getting injured, then maybe we have a different convo. But for me, him not being world class is not necessarily a problem because I think regardless, I've seen him be the best player on the pitch with some of the best midfielders in the world, man. So hopefully he continues playing well.
Chelsea old boys, I would love nothing for Kai to start producing. He's just got to be consistent, man. I'm not even talking about goals and assists. I'm talking about playing. He has to have a positive impact on the game. He doesn't have to get goals and assists every time, but help towards winning. Don't be a ghost. You know what I mean? Help to contribute. You know what I mean? Put yourself about a bit. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't care. I'm not. Just be effective in the game. There are players that play that don't get GNA and have brilliant games.
Yeah, look at Kovacic.
Yeah, well, he got a goal, didn't he? So.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like, he doesn't need EA to like make himself look in general. But I was gonna say, like, it's keeping Kai Havertz for 3 years if he had 3 poor seasons, pretty much too early. 3 seasons.
I don't know. I think there would have to be a discussion.
Yeah, next season.
Yeah, I mean, there would have to be a discussion. Because I will go back to Kovacic, guys, but. We are going to bring in Cuckoo in, yeah?
Yep.
Right? I saw him play tonight and he ripped apart Real Madrid very effectively. Well, Victor and Ahmed and I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to try and go fully out, yeah?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We have Sterling there. I mean, we've got the development of Broha. You know what I mean?
The serious competition.
You know what I mean, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's then, but he starts for me. The importance of him, if he has another mismatch of a season, he goes further down the queue. He becomes a regular on the bench.
You can't trust him anymore, yeah.
Right, exactly. So, but now I want him now to, even if he doesn't play a lot against Brighton or doesn't play at Brighton at all, the next match he plays, have an impact. Do you know what I mean? Have an impact. Just do something like that. Yeah, that would be a fascinating discussion about extending his contract at the end of the season if it's not a good season. But back to Kovacic, do you guys think we have to take into consideration Salzburg? Understand that they're not really, it's an Austrian side and everything like that. We'll go to Ahmed. Do you think Kovacic was helped where there was by us playing free in midfield today?
Yeah, because he was pretty much playing his 8th position there. He had Jorginho as a 6. It was him and basically I think Gallagher, could almost argue, for playing that position. He played it well. One of the best things about Kovacic is his drive, his ability to dribble through the middle of the park, through players, and he's usually like the final ball at times. But today he was really good. It's just we've known for a while now that the knee that he's nursing like a knee, and that knee is basically on like a string basically, and that's why he's not really been his best this season. And it's not a great thing to see because Kovacic is probably our one of our best 8s. So, but I don't know if he's world class, but I think he's a very high level player. On his day, he can produce world class performances, but is he always world class? I think it's a different conversation to have.
Yeah, I agree. I think Kovacic played very well again today. Like I say, I don't see him playing against Brighton, I don't see him starting.
I hope he
against
doesn't.
Brighton.
Yeah.
I see Ruben.
That means we're going to struggle in midfield without Kovacic, I reckon. Now.
Maybe, but I just, for rotation purposes, I see Ruben coming back in to start, especially from the start. Cover exceptional, he's got a knee problem, and you know what? Chelsea old boys, he's putting off surgery, bro. I'm telling you, he's putting off surgery to play in the World Cup. That's what he's doing. But the closer he gets and the more games he plays right now for the World Cup with that knee, the issue may be taken out of his hands.
Yeah, man, great liability. It becomes a liability.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah.
So I agree, man. I agree it needs addressing. He's either going to be very lucky, sail in, nothing happening in the World Cup, and then he's going to have it afterwards, and then probably will be out for the rest of the season or something like that.
Well, if he does have the surgery, I hope it goes well and nothing happens after that because we're going to need that guy for another few years.
The extent. What is the? So everyone says it's a knee injury, but what type of knee injury is it?
The thing is, that what they said with his knee injury, he was basically on edge of surgery, so it must be serious.
Well, that's what I mean. So okay,
but he's still playing though. So how?
That's what I mean. So is he playing? Are they giving him injections?
It must be injections.
Apparently he's on meds, I heard he's on sort of meds.
Okay, so he's on that. Okay. When does that start to wear off? What happens if he has a crunching injury? Does it damage the knee even further?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
He turns a lot as well.
How long would he be out for once he has the knee surgery?
Mm.
If it's bad, he can miss the rest of the season.
Yeah, and he's someone who likes to dribble as well. Dribblers mostly get injured a lot. So at some point, like when he's dribbling a lot, someone would probably snap or make a very aggressive tackle. So I don't know how long he could prolong this for. He could have done it in the summer and then come back around this time.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure it started against Leeds last season.
Yeah,
if you remember when Dan James nearly took his leg off.
Yeah.
And he got sent off for it. I think it started from there and it got progressively worse. But because of the World Cup, it's in the middle of the season. They probably told him, how much rehab time it could be, and you could miss the World Cup. Oh, it's okay. I'll battle through. Not knowing that it could.
These players love the World Cup, don't they?
I know, but it's like.
Listen, man, playing the World Cup is a big thing for these guys. I
understand, but
he saw Varane. He was crying.
Yeah, but it could make it a lot worse. Like it could lead to a retirement if he's not careful.
Well, it could lead to him being, once he has that surgery, depending on damage that's already been, the extensive damage already been done, been playing through it, he could go out, he could be out for longer. The rehab could miss the rest of the season.
I think it's most likely if it does happen, he will miss most of the season.
Exactly. And
that's
so
why
definitely it's most of the second half. Yes, exactly. Well done.
Go in January, Casino Wolves are struggling.
That's true. Let's move on to a man who doesn't get talked a lot about by this fan base and needs to start being talked about more and more. Gets better with every game or gets more mature with every game. His undefeated streak when starting is extended to 32 games now, is it?
31? I thought it's 31.
I think it's 31, yeah.
31 games when he started, he's undefeated. One of only 2 fit natural centre-backs at the moment that we have. Mr. Trevor Chalobah. I don't know. The amount of criticism this guy sometimes gets, even when he plays well, and compared to other people that don't play well, it still astonishes me. I think it's starting to turn a bit though, which is good. But also, then he should be praised more. This is a guy who shows tremendous attitude. When Fofana talks of Fofana, not even before Fofana coming in. Oh, how does that affect your starting? I'll abbreviate. It doesn't matter. I'm willing to fight and challenge for a place. That's the supreme attitude right there. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's the attitude you want. He's a fighter. He's a humble guy. Victor, Trevor Chalobah again. I didn't think he was truly outstanding tonight. I thought he was very comfortable. Okay, I thought he was comfortable in possession, everything like that. But he is very consistent, though, right? Yeah. In everything that he does. I mean, this guy should be going. Other discussion, but he should be going to the World Cup. I don't care who's fit and who's not fit. It's not that bum Harry Maguire. He shouldn't be going to the World Cup. This guy should be replacing him. This guy should be starting. But there we go. But what do you think about another performance by Trevor Chalobah and just the mystique, the legend of him grows at this club at this time?
Yeah, I think he's matured a lot, especially from last season when he first came in. His criticism we got from last season and it being his first season, I found was very crazy. He got more criticism for players who's had their third season than a player who's just started his first season and was unbeaten, and then played very well in basically all the games he's played. It was quite crazy to me. And today, he wasn't the best player on the pitch, but he was very comfortable on the ball and off the ball. He matured a lot, and probably him beside Silva and him learning off Silva, it helped him a lot as well. It seems like a player who always wants to learn. He's young, so I guess him playing with Silva has helped a lot. And he also has Koulibaly as well, who's just an experienced defender to help him out. And when Fofana comes back, it might be hard for him to displace him, because he's playing well right now. And then just because Fofana's back, just to throw him back in.
Fofana's not back to the World after the World Cup anyway, I don't think. Or just before the World Cup.
I think he said it was back till mid of November. So
no, he confirmed this after the World Cup.
Oh, is it? Yeah, even if it's after the World Cup, Trevor has been playing well, or is playing well.
Yeah.
Till then, it will be very hard for him to displace him. But I know Fofana's at 70 million, so it kind of is forced his hand to play Fofana. But yeah, he's taken the challenge of bringing in centre backs, and he's played well. He's done his thing. Yeah, the disrespect is crazy. I'm in a group chat with C1, and we say literally praise him every single day, and then online the hate he gets is uncalled for. And then I think just favoritism, like the other favorites, the favorite player just a down tool, just a diminishing of a player, which I found very crazy to me. But yeah, he's world class. Besides not world class, he had a good game. He's developing a lot. He's improving a lot, and he's becoming a lot more normal now for him to have games like this where he's very composed on the ball, he's very composed in the air. I think he won the most aerial duels today because I remember when the crosses came in, he just been clearing every single one of them. So yeah, he had a very good game, and I'll continue to praise him because I don't think there's any enough praise from this fan base.
Which is strange because he's a Cobham guy. Very strange. Yeah. Chris, what do you think, Trevor Chalobah today?
A smooth operator.
Smooth operator.
People used to criticize him, because he's making mistakes and everything, causing penalties.
Shot horror, right?
That's just because he's a young player. Like he's got to learn from those mistakes, and you're seeing it now. Like he's not like as reckless or going into challenges late, like into the box, looking shaky. Today I thought he's solid. Consistent again. He's looking good. He's actually, Fofana's actually got to look over his shoulder, I think, a little bit. I know he's injured right now, but we got him, we got Fofana, we got Silva, we got Koulibaly. Even Koulibaly needs to look over his shoulder as well with this Chalobah here, because Chalobah's shown more consistent than most of our centre backs right now. And I think he's looking good right now. He can pass, he can defend. He's just doing everything for me right now. So I think like that. Not too much to think about him today. I thought he's just solid.
No, I agree. And crazy in the summer, C1, people were okay to let this guy go out on loan.
Crazy.
Given our squad doesn't have a lot of centre backs.
Yeah, people wanted him sold after his first season.
It's a bit reactionary then.
I think this is just
I didn't know that.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. I think with Trev, I think he suffered a lot of he suffered a lot of criticism because of the way he defended against, I think, certain Liverpool games. He made this uncharacteristic mistake for the Mane goal and I think the 2 finals against Diaz, I know he didn't have the best games, and there was some other moments. I think the Newcastle game where they probably should have got a penalty. But for me, I think Trev, for his first season as a young centre back, in the Premier League, he had a good season, man. And I think with Trev, I always thought he would be like a good squad player to have in the squad because he's very reliable. He's good on the ball. He's good in the air. He's strong. He's quick, so he can play in the high line as well, and he can also play in the 6 as well. I'm not saying that's the position that he should be playing in, but he's a player. He can play there as well. So, but I think now with Trev, he's surprising me even more now because I feel like before I always felt like maybe he's more of like your squad player, but now I feel like he can be, if he continues his form, he can potentially be a consistent starter in this team. And for me, when Fofana comes back, and everyone knows I was the biggest advocate for Fofana to come in the squad. But for me, as long as Trev continues playing like this, he should be staying in this lineup. And with Trev also, I think one thing that goes under the radar, I think for me, he's probably, of all the centre-backs we have, maybe because I know Fofana can play in the middle, he's probably, he can play across the whole back 3 to a good level. He can play on the left. He played in the middle against Ivan Toney, one of the most informed strikers in the Prem, and he dealt with him, in my opinion. And I think if you look how the way we play at the back when Trev plays, and I don't want to single anyone out, but when Aspie plays in that position, it's night and day. But for me, I think the Trev disrespect, it was very forced and unnecessary. But I'm happy he's getting his credit now, and hopefully he continues it, because the last 3-4 games, I think him and Kepa have probably been the only ones that have been let down by this team in terms of results. So I'm happy for Trev. Hopefully he continues this.
Yeah, before we move on, Sofa, do you think he's the Silva replacement for next year? Because Silva's going to be 39 next year. He'd probably be the person who's replaces him, because I don't think Silva extending his contract. I don't think Chelsea should extend Silva's contract.
It's really intriguing, Silva's situation.
Yeah.
If you listen to his wife, she doesn't want to go anywhere. So happy wife, happy life. But it'd be interesting. I think if you do extend Thiago Silva's by another season, you look at 2 things. I think we're going to bring in Vardiol from Leipzig, and then you look at the situation with Levi Colwill. He's currently not playing that much at Brighton. Do you send him out on loan again, or do you incorporate him in? Because I think Fofana's the long-term replacement for Silva, if I'm being honest with you. I think that's what the club see. But it doesn't mean Chalobah can't stake his claim.
Yeah.
Koulibaly will be 32 this season, then 33. So he then becomes the elder statesman, and then you can start building Fofana and Chalobah and Vardiol as whatever, as a free or as a whatever you want to do that. That's what I would do. If Silva wants to stay, Silva wants to stay. He doesn't. I mean, he gets paid a lot, but not a lot. I think he gets paid like $100,000 or something like that, which to you and I is an absorbent amount of money. But in this Chelsea wage structure, it's not. You know what I mean? So it depends what he wants to do. I mean, that's what Potter said the other day. It's up to Thiago Silva what he wants to do. I know he's talked about wanting to retire back in Brazil. I mean, it really all depends what happens because he's going to the World Cup. It really depends what Thiago Silva does after this. If Brazil win the World Cup, does that mean he wants to? He's content. He doesn't really care where he wants to go, or it really depends. I mean, he can do no more really. I thought today he wasn't that good actually. Thiago Silva.
Yeah, he was.
I thought he had a pretty average game, but then also he was dumped on his head nearly at the end of the game, so that didn't help. But Chalobah can stake his claim as someone can stake his own claim, and not be actual replacement. Anyone can just stake his own. I think Fofana will be the long-term one. He's got to shape up though as well. I know that's easy. I'm giving him a pass because he's step from Leicester to Chelsea can be a big step up. Yeah. And always your mistakes are going to be more highlighted when you play for a bigger club. So I'm sure he made these type of mistakes at Leicester, but they just weren't like magnified. Ahmed, you there?
Yeah, I'm there, man. Don't worry. You can hear me.
Okay. What do you want? Thoughts on Chalobah's performance tonight?
One thing that I will say about Chalobah is that, man, listen, he's a class centre back. I personally wanted him to go out on loan just initially in the summer because, if he could go to an AC Milan where he might, gain more experience, even be able to be taught by like a Maldini, who was apparently that's who the defensive coach is over there at times in training. It would have been really great for him because if the club weren't going to give him that that time that they're giving him now. Luckily, unluckily, obviously Fofana's got injured. You've also got Koulibaly, who's out as well. Chalobah's been given a chance again, and he's just proven that he's a really good Rolls-Royce midfielder. Let's be honest, and you can't deny that this guy's a fighter, and he's really showing a lot of some of our other Cobham players that have decided to leave the club. If you're able to stay and fight, you can get a place here. And it just for me, what is making me question more now is that you're obviously going for Gvardiol now. Obviously think he's leaving. So where does Chalobah fit into this is what I think more or less what my question is, because now you're gonna have Gvardiol, you can have Cucurella who plays as centre back, you have now Fofana still there, Koulibaly is gonna be here, so that's at least 4 already. And if you add him, it's 5. So it's going to be, again, it's going to be interesting conversations to have. There's Levi Colwill, but, that guy has not really played a single game. So I don't know what's going on with him.
No, I agree. Yeah. It's, listen, that's Graham Potter's problem, not ours. For next season. If Vardiol joins as well. But I'm going to stick with you, Ahmed, because a couple of players had pretty solid outings today. One of them's Cucurella, and one of them's your Avi, your guy, Conor Gallagher.
Let's not talk about that too much. I don't know.
Cucurella, Avi.
Yeah, it was my Avi. That's true. But Cucurella, it was. I don't know if you read that report, but apparently he's lost. Was it 4 to 5 kilograms?
It's 5 kilos already lost. Yeah.
Yeah. Something like that.
I thought it was pounds, not kilos.
It said kilos.
It said kilos on Pies D.
Yeah,
so it would be even so that's a lot of weight. Obviously, it's tonsillitis is not easy. It's not an easy thing to have.
You can't eat properly.
Yeah, exactly. So the fact that he's been trying to perform with tonsillitis is quite a feat. Let's just put it as that. But again, this is why I'm saying Chilwell. With all due respect, Chilwell sort of gets in his way. If I'm being honest, like they occupy the same areas and he can't make those forward runs from the LCB position that he can, that we know he can do, that we've seen, earlier in the season when Chua wasn't playing. So it was great to see that from Cucurella, man. I hope he can perform again. He's probably going to play again on Saturday, Sunday. I don't know when we're playing. Gallagher was really good, man. One thing I'll say about him, and this is the thing that I've always commented on, the final third is where I think Gallagher really shines in. And I can't lie to you, he's showing, listen, this is not Mount agendas. You know my views on Mount have been the same. I still don't think Gallagher's onto his level, but the thing about Gallagher that I'll give him, he's always able to pick up that final third ball that we need. At least what we saw today from his crossing and the 3 or 4 balls that he gave to Aubameyang and I believe Havertz, he was able to pick them up in the final third. It's just that they couldn't finish their dinner. But that's what we also want from Mount as well. But let's not comment on that.
Well, you don't need to comment, man. He didn't play.
Yes, exactly.
I know he came on, but came for 2 minutes.
But you get what I mean. That's what I also want from our main star.
Yeah, I mean, there's no need to have a competition, really. That's what this fan base loves to do.
Oh yeah, my bad. I don't mean that, but that's
No. But I'm just saying, that's what this fan base. It's either Mount or it's either Gallagher. Neither the two can coexist.
Of course, yes, of course.
Yeah. But Victor, two of the guys that stood out. I mean, Gallagher basically was written off after the first game that we had with us. This fan base wrote him off. Cucurella been getting good criticism. I don't know if it's. I don't think defense. I think defensively it's been sound. I think people are waiting for him to be the attacking fullback we've seen at Brighton, even though he's played predominantly most of his games at left centre back. I thought they were both very solid today without being spectacular. They did their duties. They're very unselfish today. Especially, I thought Gallagher was very unselfish. I thought I saw him play a bit wide in the second half as well, if I'm not mistaken. What did you think about their performances today overall?
From both, we were very good. Cucurella's very good. I think he's getting his fitness back now. He came back from tonsillitis. It's not an easy thing to come back and then play like a week after when he lost that much. You could physically see he lost a lot of weight as well, so it wasn't easy for him. But he's kind of working himself back. And Gallagher as well. At the start of the season, when we had the other manager, I wasn't sure how it worked. That's why I criticised him a little bit. That maybe he should have let him go alone because all signs in the transfer window look like we're going to stick with the former manager. So I was like, I'm not sure how Gallagher works, but for under Potter, he's doing a lot better, and Potter, he's getting the best out of him because he's that kind of player. He likes to run around and help the team, and does the dog work. A second half, he played right wing back to kind of help Chalobah in that areas because the wingers were exploiting a little bit, and Pulisic was a bit up. I don't blame Pulisic; he's an attacker, so you can't blame an attacker for attacking, even though he's not a wing back. So I think Gallagher helps a lot there as well. And I think today, I won't say he's good in the final third in general, but today he was better in the final third. He made better decisions today. I wouldn't say he was doing it all season because he had some frustrating times. Like Leeds at home, Leeds away. Sorry, was a big example of him messing up in the final third, but again played in the pivot. So yeah, he's improved a lot. He's played a lot better under this manager because this manager probably knows how to use him better than the former manager. That's nothing against Tuchel. I'm just saying that they play completely two different styles, and then obviously suits this one better than that one. Unfortunately that's how it is. That's how players are in this kind of generation. There's no Eden Hazard anymore. He works in every single system that is known to man. So
yeah. Chris, are you back?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right,
what about Cucurella and Conor Gallagher?
Cucurella and Conor, I don't know about you. I thought they put in some solid performances today after the criticism they received unfairly, but in my opinion. But I thought they were very unselfish in their roles today. I thought Cucurella was defensively very solid.
Yeah.
They
didn't really do much attack, did they?
No, I thought he was very solid. I thought his passing was also good. I thought Conor was very industrious. Worked his socks off. Was pressing really well, and very unselfish in the second half, playing a bit wide as well. Yeah. But what did you think of them?
Conor Gallagher played more attacking role today, right? Like in between mid and attack, from the strikers or whatever. He felt like he's I don't know to call it a 10 or not if he actually played there or not, but I like you said, I thought his pressing was pretty good. I honestly thought he had a solid game today. His passing was good. I don't really think he actually lost the ball really much today, as I remember. I may not have paid attention too much. Oh my god, that picture threw me off again. yeah, like I thought he just had a solid game, and yeah, like I think players who especially like Chalobah and Conor Gallagher, who are actually like bench players, they're not like main starters, are going a bit too harsh on them because all they are is literally bench players and like filling in the gaps and maybe trying to like see if they can get a foot in the starting. All they're doing is trying to get to there. But yeah, I thought he had a solid game. Cucurella as well. Like, I don't know why people expect him to attack a lot or like get into the final third a lot when he's playing left centre back. He's supposed to be helping defence more, I think. If you're a centre back, yes, you do push up sometimes, but you don't push up like a left wing back or a right wing back and do like a lot of attacking responsibilities. I would say so. Yeah, Cucurella, he had a solid performance. In my head, I don't think he did anything wrong today. Actually, his passing was good. He did what he had to do in the centre back because they did nothing today. I thought in our attack. The only thing they really did was that beautiful ball. They crossed it to whoever they did who scored that goal. Whatever his name is, I don't know who his name is, but yeah, that's the only time they really attacked us. I felt really got into the box and a few corners and everything, but corners happen. But yeah, like we were solid in defence, all three of them as well. Like him, Chalobah and Silva anyway, so we know what Silva is. So yeah, I thought we had a solid game, both of them. As it says there, solid. It says solid right there.
Yeah, exactly.
God the Frogs. I think I've seen that guy before.
Yeah, he's a good contributor. Let me just touch it. Are we sold on Aubameyang? Listen, I'm fine with Aubameyang. He just needs to start converting. That's all. He got in the positions today. He had 3 chances. 2.5 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But, should have definitely scored that one that was early in the first half where he's 1-on-1 and I don't know what he was thinking. The one at the end of the half, I know what he wanted to do, but he didn't have the angle right, so he had to snatch at it.
It's the one where the keeper grabbed it.
No, at the end of the first.
Well, he had to run past the 2 offside players, Pulisic and Kovacic and
it was played in. It's when it was played into him in the box, and he just hit it right at the goalkeeper, and he saved it in the corner in the first half, just for half time. And then the third one was he tried to play it around. It was hard for him to. I think he's fine. He just needs to start burying the chances, and usually doesn't get this many chances in this team. So I expect him to score. Same with kind of perfect. Well, Kyrie should have had 2 goals. Yes. With
the header.
He should have buried that.
He could have scored a hat trick, to be honest.
That header, man, he jumped high as well.
He had the run and the leap on that header.
Mm-hmm.
That defender wasn't going to do anything.
Oh, he just needed to put either side.
Yeah, exactly. That's all he needed to do. Instead, he sort of nodded it down. He just went like that. So
he did everything right, but actually, like the accuracy was just
right,
weren't there.
Head the ball.
Like the leap was there.
Yeah, it was there. It was all set up, and he should have had an assist because he's the one who passed it to Aubameyang for him to.
Yeah, that ball. Yeah.
But C1, Conor Gallagher, Cucurella, what did you think of them?
Yeah, I thought they both had very solid games. Conor Gallagher first. I have been a bit harsh on him since he's come back to Chelsea because I didn't really see how he would fit on this Tuchel and just in general, because I feel like there's certain things he does lack from like a technical aspect. Sometimes when he gets pressed, he's a bit erratic at times, but I think now on the par he's had some decent performances so far. Apart from the Brentford game where he was supposedly sick, according to Par, because he didn't look great on that Brentford game. But bar that, I think on the par he's been fine. I think today I was really impressed with him because I think he made some decent. I think 2 through balls into Aubameyang, especially that. I think the one that Aubameyang probably should have took. There was one where he played one into Aubameyang in the first 10 minutes, and I think if Aubameyang takes a better touch, he could have had a shot on goal and possibly done something there. But I think he was good defensively. He won the ball very high up the pitch. He was playing in that type of right hand channel, and he was causing a bit of problems to the defense. He was putting some decent crosses in the box. And one thing you have to give Conor Gallagher credit to is that he is a goal threat. So I think he's a goal threat. So whenever you need a goal, he's one of the few players outside the box that that can cause problems. So big up to him, and I think he had a good performance, and hopefully he keeps up. And I think with Cucurella, for me, I feel like this Cucurella slander for me has been a bit forced because I think bar like 2 or 3 games, I think he's been a 7 out of 10. I think one thing I like about Cucurella, I think he's a very aggressive defender, but he knows how to use his aggression to his advantage. He's not aggressive for the sake of it. I think today he won all of his duels, and his pass accuracy was about 87%. I think defensively he's always been good, and I think one thing he's very good at is that he's one of the best players in our squad at breaking the lines with his passing. He breaks the line so easily, starts attacks for us, and I feel like the couple games where he hasn't played, I feel like we've seen that we've missed Cucurella in the build-up play for Potter, and he's very important for that. So
yeah.
I think, and especially as Victor said, that he's literally just come off tonsillitis. He's lost like 5 kg within like a couple of days. It's not easy to play on that as well. So I think Cucurella, I think because people expected him to do more going forward, even me, I think people are a bit disappointed. But the fact we have Cucurella, Reece, Chilwell, they're all very like maybe more so Chilwell before the injury, but they're all very good like defenders. Like you rarely see them like for 90 minutes you're writing about them defensively. So yeah, I think Cucurella he has been good. I think today he reminded the fan base why we bought him for that money, and hopefully he keeps up.
I agree. And we'll finish on with the manager himself. Okay, 9 games now, undefeated, 6 wins. It's all competition. 6 wins, 3 draws, 3 goals conceded. It's the first manager in the Champions League since Roberto Di Matteo to win his 4 opening Champions League games. Of course, Di Matteo had to play Napoli, Benfica, and then Barcelona, so different competition. But in terms of that, I thought obviously the last 3 games in particular have been a bit, let's say, hard to watch. You know, in terms of how we played. I mean, we're undefeated. We got 5 points undefeated, but I thought today was our best performance since obviously the Milan game away. I don't know what more he can do. Really, he can't do much more than this. This is a great start for him, Ahmed, with us. There's not more. I still think people in this community, in this fan base, are still butthurt that Thomas Tuchel got sacked.
I hate to say it, Surfer. He's gonna have to do what Tuchel basically did.
He's got to win the Champions League again, isn't he?
Literally.
He's got to win it, isn't he?
Unless he wins a big trophy, man. These guys are not going to respect him, man. It was the same with Tuchel when it was with Frank. When he Frank. It's the same thing, man.
Same thing. But would you, Victor? I mean, like I said, what more can he do? I mean, it's a great start, right? 9 games undefeated. I mean, you know, what more can he do, right?
Yeah, there's nothing more he can do. It's he had to walk into the squad, like the squad was given to him.
Yeah,
he's had no preseason. He had to get with it like straight away, like no stopping, and then went also in the best form. And the camp was a bit of a mess before he left, because also all the stories were coming out. I think he's done a good job. Obviously, I saw people ask for style of play, but as for style of play in 10 games without preseason is crazy. I think he's just trying to get the results, get us to the end of the season, possibly make top 4. It should be open. I don't think Spurs are not that good. United are still going through transition, but he's also done good things like in game, tactical game, like against United. You know, bringing off Cucurella that early, not waiting till half time. Maybe we could have conceded, and then he brought in Kovacic. I think in the Brentford game as well, he made good substitutions at the right time. Noticed Brentford were tired, and then brought in more legs. We should have probably won. Could have snatched 3 points from that. He's done what he could do with his players, and he's not done a bad job. with players that he had no input in bringing. He's never managed a team as big as Chelsea before. All respect to Brighton, and he's now top. He came when we were last, and now we're top of the group. We've won the group, and we're still battling for top 4. Like 1 point behind Newcastle with the game in hand. So it's not the worst thing in the world. Like the sky, like Flawless said, the sky's not falling. Like we will get better. And criticizing him after 2 bad games, it wasn't even nothing to do with him. The players were just poor. Like the players were just poor that game. Nothing to do with him.
I saw Potter out after the first half of Salzburg.
Yeah, I saw it as well, and I saw someone say,
it's the same. Can I just say it's the same with Tuchel? People when Tuchel started, people had these saved when Tuchel started. They had the same with Potter, but you know, I don't. Chris, there's not much more he can do. Like he's done everything he can possibly do. Right?
Let's quickly, man. You need to get it right, man. It's not too cool. It's not too cool. It's too Tilly, man. Get it right, man. You know
okay,
what I mean?
sorry. Go on, get it right.
It's too cool. I love Tuchel, but no, like, see, I love Tuchel, but I'm not gonna be here like hating on Potter. Like, this guy hasn't really done much wrong in my eyes. Like, he is undefeated. Yes, he's had some it's a great name. Yeah, he's had you know, a bit of iffy games like against obviously Villa, Wolves, and a bit like Man United as well. But I think he is like you know, trying to rest some players like Kovacic and a few others, like Cucurella as well. You're seeing it. Like, he is subbing them off or whatever and not playing them full 90 minutes, not playing them every game because he is trying to protect them. And I think he's doing that pretty well in my eyes. To me, he's actually performing better in the Champions League in the Premier League for sure. His like results and performances in general are looking better in the Champions League side. What I want from Potter really this season is top 4. And like just try to challenge for Champions League, you know, see how well we do there. Like just do our best and try to get further as possible. If we get a really hard team in the first knockout stage and lose them, but we go down swinging, so be it. We go down swinging. So yeah, like Potter's doing pretty good for me right now.
And see, what was your thoughts on Potter so far?
Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah.
No.
No, we can't hear you, man.
Shut up, man.
With Potter so far, you know, Andrew, I was the biggest defender of Tuchel, and I always will defend him.
Your feelings, I know.
No, I'm not in my feelings, bro.
I'm not. Right, sorry.
It's like you're confessing your sins today, C1.
No.
You know me, like Chalobah, I want him alone. This, that, the other.
I didn't. That was Army, bro. That was me.
That was
me. I'm always honest about that, man. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was Ahmed. My bad.
But I think so far, Potter has done a good job so far. I think we have to give him credit for the Champions League thing, because I know people saying, it's what we expect to do, but at the same time we were bottom. We did lose our first game and it wasn't his fault. And I thought the Salzburg game, I don't think it was necessarily his fault. I felt like the first Salzburg game, you probably should have won that at half time, but it is what it is. But I'm happy with Paul so far. I think so far I think the last 3 games, I think he has made some mistakes tactically, which is fine because he's tried to rectify it. I think the Aston Villa game, we were getting peppered a lot, and I think he did try to rectify it, and it did work in the end. He brought on Koulibaly and Aspie, and we did become more solid defensively, and we did gain a bit more control.
Yeah,
I thought the Brentford game before Kovacic came on, I think we were playing poorly. We were struggling to get a foothold onto the game, and I felt once he came on, even though I know Paul didn't want to bring him on because he wanted to rest him for that game, we did gain control, and we could have snuck something from that game. And with the United game, I think I give him most props for that, because I feel like most managers in a big game where they see something going wrong as early as that in the first 30 minutes, I don't think they will want to make a change before half time, ideally, but he did, and I felt like once he made the change, I felt like we nullified Man United. I don't think, apart from the Anthony chance, I don't remember them having many clear-cut chances after a cover came on, and we made their 3-man midfield. So I think with Potter, he's trying his best to create a system to get the best out of some of these players and get more chances. Try to put these guys in better positions to create chances. for our attackers. So Potter so far, I'm happy with Potter, man. I think people saying Potter out and all this. I think it's just either I think they're either a bit sad that Tuchel got sacked or they just don't like Potter at all. So Potter so far has been good, man, and hopefully he continues it.
Yeah, I totally agree. The most important thing is, for me, the result tonight and Milan winning means that we are qualified and we win the group. Because Salzburg can't catch us on points, and neither can Zagreb. And even if we were to lose to Zagreb at home, we have a better. Milan can only get on the same points, and we've beaten them twice. So we have won the group and we've qualified, which is
we
brilliant.
won the group. Okay, that's all
right. Well, they can't catch us.
Yeah, because head to head, because we beat them twice. Yeah. So yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. I don't think we'll be back this week until the Brighton review. That's Saturday. The game's Saturday at 3 p.m. So we'll try and get it on maybe an hour after the game finishes, or maybe later, depending on what I'm doing. So I want to watch Liverpool. I think Liverpool Leeds are on. I might want to watch that. So it might be later. But what you'll notice though, if you subscribe to the channel and turn your notifications bell on, as then you'll know half an hour before what we're doing. I'm sure most of these guys will be back. They're definitely invited. But like I say, I want to thank you for joining us, giving your time to us. We do appreciate that. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. And you know what? Be happy, man. Be happy. For God's sake.
Yeah, when you say that, it's going to be Prime and Prime.
Oh my God! Why do you bring Darth Vader on here, man?
You should not. Darth Vader, damn.
There he comes right at the end. You're right, bro.
This is sucking the life out of the fan already.
Sorry, mate. We're about to wrap
up. I was talking to. I was talking to a dumb Chelsea fan that wants to talk about how brilliant Havertz is. Anyway.
So that's why you was late, because you're talking to a dumb Chelsea fan.
Yeah, he was calling my phone. Anyway, what's up, people?
I'm all right, Clive. We're about to wrap up, but give us your brief summary about tonight. How are you feeling?
Considering like we didn't have wing backs and like Thiago Silva, Chalobah, and Cucurella were left on their own defensively, and considering the average players we played up top, I think we did all right. I think it was a good game. Like a few shaky moments from us, fine, fair enough. But like can you really complain about much per se? Like, could we have created better chances? Yes, but considering like who were playing up top,
I thought the chances created were actually pretty decent, and then they just weren't buried.
Yeah, there's also that too. But again, the players we were playing up top.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, I can't look. Listen, we just needed to win today, no matter like how. So we did that, and we're top now, regardless of what happens on the final day.
Yeah.
Rotate final day, play Broha up top.
Yeah.
And let's move on. Like the results and stuff like that, there are a lot of performances haven't been the best under Potter or convincing, but that's not his fault.
Yeah, see you,
Chris. That's not something I'm going to put onto him. He's only been here for about a month, and he has the same kind of meaty average players. Like again, like I said when he first got appointed, until we have a better squad and we get rid of these guys, I can't put anything that goes wrong onto Potter. So like whatever it is what it is. I'm happy. Nothing to really complain about.
No,
move on. Let's move on to. I don't know who we're playing next, but
the Graham Potter derby, Brighton away.
Oh, Brighton.
Saturday at 3, Brighton away.
The Colwell derby. Let's go.
The Billy Esther derby.
Billy Esther, yeah.
Yeah, you know what's funny, guys? Billy Esther, let me just say this one now. Billy Esther and Levi Colwell. People were crying 6 months ago. I don't know what's happened to them now, innit? But hey.
I've been saying since the summer. Midwell. Hasn't even played for Brighton.
Do you know what? You guys better hope that football karma doesn't punish you.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying.
I've seen freakier stuff happen Always colonizing at the back post. And it's 1-0, 18.
And all you Chelsea fans are trying to twerk for that mediator guy. Mediator. Listen, hey, long day for him. Mediator.
This guy, man. This guy.
Long day. Wait, who's he gonna be up against? He's gonna be up against what? Jorginho, Cover, and Ruben. Hey, long day for that guy.
I don't think Koulibaly is not Koulibaly. So I don't think Havertz is playing.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. It's nearly 4 days in between. We'll see.
Hey, long day.
But
Levi jeans.
That's funny. That's obviously Marshall, not me, guys.
Hey, don't disrespect Levi jeans.
Want to thank everyone for tuning in. I think we're back. We're back definitely Saturday for the review of the Brighton game. Hopefully another win. Maybe get part of the 10 games unbeaten. That'd be nice. But like I said, you'll probably see most of us move over to Sarcasm City on Twitch now for the NBA watch-alongs. Where my Pelicans are storming into a lead. Hold that, Ahmed. That's what I say to you, yeah. Hold that, yeah. Hold that.
Why is the Pelican hate? I don't hate the Pelicans. What are you talking about?
I just want to say hold that to you. That's all.
Oh, raw. Listen, you're a Lakers fan. That's the Pelicans fan.
You better put your Havertz shirt on.
Wait, hold on. Pelican hate, Palace fan, Havertz stan, IC3 agenda, Havertz. When I open.
Why do I hate the Pelicans? I don't hate the Pelicans.
When I open.
Yeah, you just
listen. The IC3 agenda, man.
When I see you on that stream, you better have Havertz. But the Havertz bit at the front, right there. Seriously.
I promise. Alright, listen. I made a promise. You know me.
You made a promise.
Wait. You're gonna wear your Havertz jersey?
Yeah.
Yeah, you lost the bet.
My basketball team lost it. So it's not.
Oh, I thought your bet was if Havertz scores. Anyway.
No. But guys, thank you. We'll see you later. See you on Saturday. Have a good evening. And